TikTok and YouTube. Okay, there we go. Okay, asking your move abroad question. So somebody asked me what my first country was and why. So I will go into that in a minute. Welcome SM42. Who else is new here? Drop a number one for me in the comments. Safa said abroad from where? The US. That's why it says living abroad versus USA. Oh, you mean like where? Do you mean where I'm at now? Right now, I'm in Colombia. So let me go ahead and give like a little brief introduction for anybody who is new here. For anyone who has never met me before, yeah, I'm in Colombia right now. Welcome, y'all. So my name is Bianca, and last year my husband and I got on a one-way flight to Brazil. That was the first country. We got on a one-way flight to Brazil. We decided that we wanted to live abroad for a variety of reasons, and we are digital nomads. So a digital nomad means that we move around from country to country. We don't just stay in one place. So we've actually been in 10 different countries since last year. So we've been in Brazil, Spain, Vietnam, Thailand, Japan, China, Indonesia, Panama, Colombia, Mexico. I think I listed 10 right there. So yeah, we have traveled a lot since last year, but sometimes I actually am live with my husband, but not right now. So I go live to share the experience. I go live to share the behind the scenes. I go live so y'all can get answers to your questions, because we see these people living abroad. We see these people moving abroad, and we're like, how do they do that? Like, we have all these questions, and I know it's very different, like commenting under someone's post, right? I think it's very different whenever you can actually ask somebody a question. So yeah, I'm going to be doing a live Q&A today. Let me keep seeing those number ones. If y'all are new here, please make sure y'all continue to tap that screen. I really appreciate it. Those of you on YT, hello. My Move Abroad bundle is back in my bio. While I'm live, you can get it for 25% off. It's if you're watching on TikTok, it's at the link in my bio. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. Just use the promo code 25 spelled out for 25% off. Yes, I am living abroad. So yeah, so somebody asked me what was my first country and why. My first country was Brazil. So we left February 4th last year, and our first country was Brazil. So we spent the entire month of February in Brazil. The reason why Brazil was our first country was because when we first left the US, we actually started our first month off traveling with a company. So we didn't travel on our own, because I had lived abroad before. I mean, my husband, he's not even from the US. So technically he wasn't even born in the US. So he lived a lot of years outside of the US. But in terms of like after being in the US, he had never really lived abroad. And we had never really done anything like that together. So we were like, hey, to start off our journey, let's do this where there's more of like a container where, we're going to this place and we have resources, we have people, etc. So we decided to start off with a group travel program. That's why we ended up choosing Brazil, because that was one of the places that they had listed, if that makes sense. Someone else said, wait, I think I answered that question. I'm in Colombia right now, y'all. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. Travel insurance, how you use for medical if needed. Yeah, so there's a lot of different options in terms of insurance. So there are actual US insurance companies that have like an international option that you can add on. There are health insurance companies that are specifically for international health insurance. So you can sign up with a company that specializes in US citizens who are abroad. There's like digital nomad health insurance. Like I know like Safety Wing is a really popular one for digital nomads. As far as like how you see for medical if needed. Maybe I don't really understand that question. If you could ask that part again. But yeah, in terms of health insurance, there are different companies out there. It just depends on the way you want to do it. The big thing to keep in mind in terms of living abroad is outside of the US, healthcare is a lot less expensive. So while in the US, you might be like, oh my God, well, I don't want to go to urgent care. I don't want to go to the emergency room because it's too expensive. A lot of times outside of the US, it's like half or even less than half of what it would cost you in the US. So I'm not saying like, don't have any kind of, insurance, like that's fine. I know a lot of people, they will do more of like, they'll do more of like the emergency insurance, right? Like they'll kind of do the thing where it's like, okay, if my body needs to be like, transported back to the US. But a lot of people I know, they're not super pressed about the health insurance because the cost of health insurance, like the cost of medical care in general outside of the US is less expensive. Safety Wing was the name of that company. Thank you so much for the gift. She wears black. Thank y'all for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Can you list medical insurance for traveling abroad? So that's what I just did. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to list the actual companies because number one, I actually don't have them off the top of my head, but also because I give away all that stuff in the Move Abroad, and I give you all of those things in the Move Abroad bundle. And by all means, y'all, I tell people all the time, if you want to go out and do your own research, that's fine. Whatever, no shade, but if you don't want to have to do all the research, I have everything you need in the Move Abroad bundle, which is at the link in my bio, and you can use the promo code 25 while I'm live to take off 25%. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for double tapping that screen. What other questions do y'all have for me about moving abroad or living abroad? You said, I just want to know that there's options for me. Yeah, I mean, there's options for everybody. Like in terms of, I mean, now if you're talking about a very specific like condition, hello, Sandy. If you're talking about like a very specific like condition, like you want to make sure you do your research on that condition in terms of the insurance. But if you're just talking about, you want to know that you have options for insurance, yeah, absolutely. It's actually really interesting to me because whenever I started living abroad, thank you so much, Sandy. Whenever I started living abroad, it really made me realize like how many people in the US are like super obsessed with like healthcare. And like I am not saying this with judgment, because at the end of the day, I recognize there are people that have certain health conditions, or they have like certain medications they have to medications that they have to take. Like I said, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it was just kind of like an insight for me. Like it's one of the number one questions that I get. Like people are really concerned about healthcare, and honestly, I'm gonna be real with y'all. The biggest thing I be thinking as someone who is, thankfully 33, no health issues, is like, I need to take care of my fucking health, because the amount of people who are out here afraid to move because they're afraid of like the healthcare, or that they can't get medications. Like I be thinking like, damn, like I really want to make sure that I am making my health a priority, because I don't want to live a life where I get to a certain age and I'm afraid to go somewhere because I can't take a certain medication, or I'm afraid to go somewhere because I don't know if, a hospital is going to be able to treat this condition. And I know, and some of y'all go try to be all like, well, some things are out of our control, whatever. I'm not here. Like I said, I'm not saying this out of judgment. I'm not saying it to throw shade at anybody. I'm just saying that it's something that I have definitely been more mindful of since I've been living abroad, because of the amount of people that have been so concerned about healthcare. And you can also tell like how many people in the US are like traumatized from how expensive healthcare is in the US. Like the amount of people who are afraid that they're not going to be able to be taken care of because they can't afford it. When outside of the US, there are so many countries that have free healthcare, universal healthcare, places where, a doctor can come to your house, give you what you need to leave, and you pay $20-30. Okay. And this is like not even having insurance. So this is why I always encourage people, like do your research, travel, think outside of the box, because if you've only been living in the US, you have the US propaganda in your head about how the US is the best country, the safest country in the world. Like, you don't know. Like you do not know. Pasha says, what about people that have trade jobs, i.e. electricians or customer service workers? Pasha, you learn how to take your skills and turn them into an online business. That is my number one recommendation, is if you have, certain skills and you're like, Bianca, I only know how to work with my hands, then learn how to take what you have learned and apply that to some sort of virtual option. So that could be a remote job. I do talk about remote jobs as well for anybody who's interested. In learning more about like the best ways to get remote jobs, places you can look for remote jobs. I do give those resources in the Move Abroad bundle as well. All One Life says, or because the food is so much healthier, may not need their meds at all. Oh, 100%. That is such a solid point too, is like the amount of people who have left the US and like I said, they feel so much better in their bodies. They haven't needed any more like medications. Like I know in the US, I was taking allergy pills like every single day. When I'm here, I take them maybe like twice a month. Like my pH is like so much more balanced now that I'm here. I rarely to never feel like bloated. Like it's phenomenal, like how your body can really like operate when it's not constantly being fed a shit ton of processed foods and preservatives. But yeah, thank y'all so much for the hearts. Please keep tapping that screen. But yeah, so like I said, if you are someone who is not used to working digitally, then now is the time to start. Now is the time to learn. Now, obviously, if you're just like, I don't care, I got the money, I can just go abroad and I don't need to work. That's great. I love that for you. But I know that based on a lot of the questions that I get, that is the number one question that people have, is like, how am I going to make money while I'm living abroad? Y'all, it's 2025. It's 2025. There are literally so many ways that you can be making money virtually. Like I said before, remote jobs are an option. Okay, there are a lot of Oh, I thought I had the burp, but it didn't come out. There are a lot of different sites that share remote jobs, but you really want to focus on the ones that are a little bit more credible. I personally love the remote job websites that will actually let you filter work from anywhere, because a lot of these jobs will say that they are remote jobs, but then they'll be like, oh, well, you need to work from these specific states. So you need to make sure that you're looking for remote jobs that actually allow you to work from anywhere. Remote.co is one of my favorite websites for this. I agree. More people report just losing weight without trying. Yeah, that's how me and my husband were in Vietnam. Better atmosphere. Yeah, 100%. And then also, like I said, learning how to make money for yourself. Y'all, so many of you, I'm willing to bet every one of you, if you're watching me right now, you have skills, you have experiences, you have stories that you can monetize. Y'all, we live in a world where people are making money turning on their cell phones and like letting people watch them type on a computer. We're making money. We're making money. We live in a world where bakers, right? Like you may have like a baking business. People are like bakers are putting up their cell phones and they're just allowing people to ask them questions about baking while they are in the kitchen icing a cake, and they are making money. Okay. We live in a world where there are people who went through a sobriety journey and now they are coaching other people on how to become sober. We live in a world where you could be someone who has been a teacher in person your entire life, and now you coach other teachers on how to take care of your mental health. Now you coach other teachers on how to become a better teacher in the classroom, better classroom management. You are literally sitting on skills right now. You're sitting on skills that people are willing to pay for. Okay. Learn how to turn your physical skills into online money. My husband was a personal trainer. He had never worked online before. And now he takes virtual clients. Okay. That's a perfect example of someone who was only used to working in person, but now he's taking his skills and he's leveraging that to make money from anywhere in the world, so that his zip code does not restrict him from where he can make money. He can make money from any continent. Websites that hire customer service representatives. I don't know. Like, what do you mean websites? Y'all, customer service jobs are a dime a dozen. That's honestly, customer service jobs are probably the easiest jobs to get into, because most of the time they're not looking for a lot of experience. Second of all, you can actually apply if you have worked in if any of the jobs that you have had involve talking to other humans, you can finesse that into customer service experience. Okay. Now, the thing about customer service jobs, they might be low hanging fruit. They might be jobs that are easier to get into, but you have to ask yourself, do you want a customer service job? Do you want to be on the phone all day talking to people who are complaining about why their product or whatever isn't working? Do you want to be having to reply to emails all day where people are telling you that they hate you and they can't stand you and your company is shit? I don't know. Okay. Maybe some of you are a lot better at being able to like separate. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Put the word yes in the comments if you are somebody who can separate like work from like your regular life. Like if you can work a job, even if you don't like it, if you're able to be like, you know what, this is paying the bills, this is manageable, put a yes in the comments if you can do that. If you're able to have that separation where you are working a job that even if you can't stand it, you're like, it's fine, I'm just here for the check. And drop the words no if you are like, nah, sis, like I need something that's a little bit more uplifting for my spirit. Okay. I need something that has a little bit more purpose. Okay. I need something that I can at least be a little bit excited to wake up to every day. Okay, let me know in the comments. Yes, if you can work a job that you don't like because you're like, forget it, it's for the money. And no, if you're like, nah, I need something that's a little bit more aligned with what I want to do with my life. I need to get some more water. Oh, excuse me. Oh, y'all not talking today? Y'all not talking today? Y'all just gonna leave me sitting here. Y'all just gonna leave me hanging. Okay, y'all acting like IG lurkers right now. That's not cool. Okay, that is not cool. Okay, I left IG and I came over here because I was like, these are people who actually talk back to you. Are y'all here? Let me see an emoji in the comments. Put something in the comments if y'all here. Am I up here talking to myself today? Okay, All One Life says, I'm too far gone. I need data entry or something that doesn't require phones. LOL. Oh, I am with you. Like I mean, so I have this like this project based job where I'm on the phones, but like honestly, and that job's been like so easy. I'm like, whatever, I don't care. And it's not customer service, but I have worked. I mean, I've worked customer service in person. I mean, I remember I was the dedicated social media person for Cisco once, where I literally had to handle all of the like WebEx complaints. And I was like, this is terrible. This is soul sucking. Like, I was like, this is not at all something that I want to do. So me personally, I can't do it. Thank you, Susie. Thank you for letting me know I'm not in here by myself. I appreciate it. I don't know why everybody else acting like this today. That's okay. Is it because it's Monday? What's going on today? Y'all at work? What y'all doing right now? Y'all at work? Y'all watching this live, or y'all at work, y'all at home? Let me know in the comments. What are you doing right now? Where are you joining in from? It is 11:24 a.m. here in Medellin, Colombia. Let me know where you are joining in from. Let me know. Let me know what time it is. And thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. Please continue to. Sorry, that scared me. My husband was trying to come in. There's like a keypad, and whenever he gets it wrong, like it just sounds like someone's like trying to come in the door. Thank y'all so much for tapping the screen. Sir, are you good? Oh, okay. Nothing. Hello. Did you have a good workout? That's good. Anyway, what other questions do y'all have for me about moving abroad or living abroad? Let me know in the comments. Today is what, the 13th. I really cannot believe I've been in Colombia more than 2 months already. I don't even know what time is. Like I don't know what time is anymore. It's absolutely nuts to me that it's been this long. But it is what it is. Oh, that's so crazy. As soon as I pulled up my thing, this guy popped up and it says moving to Colombia. Look at that. Look at that. I bet you are moving to Colombia. I don't know why I'm getting all this stuff in my oh, here we are. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, what other questions do y'all have for me about moving abroad or living abroad? Let me know in the comments. I know another question that I get a lot is when people ask me about moving abroad with kids. So, like, full transparency, I do not have any kids personally, but y'all, I always tell people moving abroad with kids is not as big of a deal as people want it to be. And I know that that might sound like I'm trying to like downplay you, and I'm not. But what I really want you to understand is that there are kids all over the world. Having children, it don't make you that unique. I'm sorry. Like, sorry, not sorry. Okay. There are kids in every single country. At the end of the day, if you have already moved, moved with kids before, whether it was just living in an apartment, a new city, whatever, moving is always going to be a pain in the ass. I get it. It's never going to be, like the funnest thing that you do. But a lot of times, y'all, kids end up being more resilient than the adults. Like, a lot of times, kids end up adjusting faster than the adults. They end up learning the language faster than the adults. When it comes to kids, I think one of the biggest things is going to be schooling, right? If you're going to be looking to put them in school, like that's when things get a little bit more complex. But just like if you're not moving abroad with kids, the main thing that you really want to think about is the type of lifestyle that you want to live, especially whenever you're thinking about the place you want to live. If you want to be in a city, if you want to be on the beach, if you want to be in the mountains, like these are really the main things that you want to think about if you're moving abroad with kids. And then from there, like once you pick your place, then you can kind of get a little bit more into the nitty gritty, if that makes sense. Oops, my bad. There we go. Thank y'all so much for the hearts. I appreciate y'all. Even though I'm saying this, but I'm really thinking like y'all being stingy with the hearts today. Why y'all not double tapping? What is it? What is it today? We in a bad mood today. Are y'all at work right now? And y'all are like, I don't want to be here. What's happening? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. What happened to, oh my God, I can't even find the screen I just had up. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay, well, if y'all ain't got no questions, then I guess I'm gonna just hop on up off of here then. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess today y'all ain't got to move abroad questions. So I guess thank y'all for joining. Then I'm about to get up off of here. At least make sure y'all hit follow if y'all want more. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Ciao.